Hello everyone, welcome back, and this video is going to be a little bit different and a little bit special. First of all, because we have Tanuki here. She's my guinea pig and she's very special to me. She's been unwell lately, but she's a bit better today. And I thought she deserves to be in one of my videos. But I love her very much and I'm glad she's still with me. She's 4 years old now, or 4.5, so that's middle-aged old. And she's doing pretty well. So I thought she can have a little pillow here and just join me on this very special little video. I've been having a lot of technical issues. Today I recorded for 3 hours for you guys and couldn't use any of the footage because of things going wrong. So I thought, what can I do for today's video? And then it struck me. I've been asked a couple of times to tell a story in Dutch. Now that would be a lot of translating. I don't really feel like that today. So what I want to do is I want to share with you my favorite children's book. And this book was eventually turned into a series by an American company called David the Gnome. Those of the 80s will remember David the Gnome. It was very special to me as a child. I loved the series and I loved the books, even though the trolls terrified me in it. So this is the cover. I've taken it off because it's a bit rustly, so if I go through the book, I don't want constant rustles in the background. So this is the sleeve of it. It's very cool. And he was created by a painter, a Dutch painter called Rien Poortvliet. And he's still one of my favorite Dutch painters from recent times. And all of the images are hand painted, and I love that so much about it. So basically, it's almost look how beautiful look how beautiful that is. So it basically has everything in it that you would see in a book about animals, for example, a specific animal. It's got dietary needs, it's got habits, it's got lifespan, natural enemies, habitats, everything. Everything's discussed in it, and I love that so much. It also explains in the first couple of pages about that the gnomes basically come from Nordic folklore. But it kind of goes on like, they found this statue back in 1200 BC and maybe they're real. But just some of the drawings are amazing. So you got this, it looks like the Veluwe, I'm not sure. Does it say? But this is kind of the sandy pine forests that you see. It's really weird. Holland used to be under sea, or the Netherlands used to be under the sea. So you get a lot of mixture in environment. So you get like pine forest on top of sandy ground. And it looks like a beach, but there's also a forest. It's really weird and I love it so much. It's very interesting. If you ever go to Holland or the Netherlands, go to the Veluwe. I just love the drawings, they're so cool. So that shows you how big they are. If you know what a European red robin looks like, that's how big a gnome is. So they're very small. It's all hand, like all these notes are like handwritten as well, which makes it even more special, isn't it, Tanuki? Yes, it is. Yeah, so this one, it says an engaged couple at a party, which is verloofpaardje op een feestje. And then you've got a difference between a forest gnome and a beach gnome, or a dune gnome. So it says the dune gnome is slightly bigger than the forest gnome. He also avoids people. The clothing is remarkably plain looking. And the female isn't grey, but khaki colored. So that in Dutch is: de duinkabouter is een fractie groter dan de boskabouter. Ook hij vermijdt menselijk contact. De kleding is soms merkwaardig vaal. Het vrouwtje is niet grijs, maar kakikleurig. See how much easier it is for me to speak Dutch than English? And then you've got the garden gnome, the farm gnome, and the house gnome, and then the Siberian gnome. So those gnomes in Dutch are tuinkabouter, boerderijkabouter, huiskabouter, Siberische kabouter. Kabouter is gnome, by the way. Kabouter. Yeah, it even tells you about how they nest. So how they have their children, the nest that they build, how they raise them. It is so super detailed. I love it so much. It's really great. And then here, for example, there's a whole diagram showing you what their house is like. So their house is here, and that's the entrance. And then there's a trapdoor there for anything that comes in to, you know, disturb them in their home. So anything that doesn't know that there's a trapdoor there will fall into the trap. And then their house is all the way there. And then there's a well at the end. It's very, very cool. And then what they eat as well is very cool. A is mint tea, or rosehip tea, rosebottle tea, or linden blossom tea, or jasmine tea, jasmine tea, depending what they like. And then you got eggs, eieren. C are mushrooms, paddenstoelen. D is butter, boter. E is pop, porridge. Which is funny because pop also is like a nickname for father. F is bread, brood. G is eggs from ants, so ant eggs. Mieren eieren. Really? Huh. H is jam. I is kruidenkoek. Oh, I love this so much. This is spiced with ginger and stuff like that. I don't even know. Is it spiced cake, spiced bread, spiced something? It's usually eaten in the morning in Holland, the Netherlands, with butter. So basically these gnomes live the way I want to live. Live off the land, be one with nature. I'm trying to find the trolls for you, because the trolls are quite something. As a child, I really hated them. Again, here, shows you a comparison in size. So this is a wild boar. Wild boars are quite big. And it says how they communicate with animals. So it says, of course, the gnome has intensive contact with animals. He is, so to say, on the same wavelength as them. Which is, in Dutch is, uiteraard heeft de kabouter intensief contact met dieren. Hij zit met hen, om zo te zeggen, op dezelfde golflengte. And then with the foxes. Tanuki. She's starting to look really miffed now. It's only been 10 minutes, Tanuki. Come on now. Right? You're like my average viewer. 10 minutes is too long. This is also really cute. There's a lot of social commentary in this as well, which I really quite appreciate. So there is David the gnome freeing a rabbit from a snare. Here they're giving a badger acupuncture. I love that so much. I love it. I love this book. So it says acupuncture is known to the gnomes for many thousands of years. And they use golden needles for this. Golden and silver needles for this. So that's... Acupunctuur kennen de kabouters al vele duizenden jaren. Zij gebruiken hiervoor gouden en zilveren naalden. So again, gnome helping out an animal in distress. He's got wire stuck in his antlers and the gnome is sawing it out. So this goes on to other twilight and night creatures. So elves, kobolds, pure house spirits, trolls, dwarves, river ghosts, forest ghosts, mountain ghosts, and aldras. So that's elfen, kobolden, zuivere huisgeesten, trollen, dwergen, riviergeesten, bosgeesten, berggeesten, uldra's. Omdat de bovengenoemde wezens vaak met de kabouter verwaard worden, is het nodig ze hier te behandelen. Trolls! I need to find a good photo of a troll. There. I hate trolls. As a child, like I don't know when I first saw this book, when I was 6. When was this released? 76. So yeah, it was before I was born. Well before I was born. 76 this came out. Wow. Anyway, I was very small when I first saw this book. And that troll, like torturing a poor gnome on a slijpwiel. sharpening stone was terrifying to me. Oh, they're so creepy. They're terrifying. As a child, I had nightmares about these guys. Those glowing little eyes were terrifying. But I also love them. But just for the drawings alone, for the paintings alone, this book is incredible. But yeah, especially for Grace, because she's been requesting me saying something in Dutch, telling you a story in Dutch for so long. And there's a little bit of a dialogue in this bit to do with this drawing. Lisa verkleedde zich als tovenaar met een hoge puntmuts over haar eigen muts en een zwarte toga en begon op een rotsplateautje dicht bij het trollenhol boven een houtvuurtje haar potje te koken. De kwalijke lucht dreef met de wind mee het hol binnen en al gauw waggelden er 2 trollen naar buiten, die hun neus achterna liepen tot ze bij het vrouwtje uitkwamen. Wat moet dat hier? Vroegen ze achterdochtig, maar toch een beetje bang voor de kleine tovenaar. Niets bijzonders, edele heren, zei Lisa. Ik ben een arme tovenaar, op de doorreis, en ik gebruik mijn eenvoudig avondmaal. Gromden de trollen, begerig. Dat ruikt niet slecht. Wilt u wat proeven, zei Lisa. Alsjeblieft, 1 hapje voor ieder. Meer heb ik niet. De trollen namen een mond vol en ze hadden nog nooit zoiets heerlijks gegeten. Ik zie dat u van de eenvoudige kost geniet, zei Lisa. Toevallig ben ik morgen ook nog hier. Komt u dan met de familie terug? Op hoeveel personen moet ik rekenen? 5, zeiden de trollen, na de hemelse smaak op hun zwarte tongen nog dommer dan anders. Goed, komt u dan vlak na zonsondergang? U kunt uw eigen vuur laten gaan, want ik zou hier voor 3 dagen klaarmaken. Alleen ben ik er zelf niet bij, want ik heb hier in de buurt nog iets te doen. De volgende avond vonden de trollen inderdaad 5 porties eieren, bonen en duivelsdrek en nog een grote pan extra voor de volgende dagen. Oeh, this is how she's going to get the trolls. Terwijl ze met hun wijven zaten te schranzen, klom het vrouwtje naar de ingang van hun schoorsteen en liet zich pijlsnel beneden zakken. De luie trollen hadden werkelijk het vuur uit laten gaan. Lisa holde naar de derde spletende wand, pakte de sleutel en bevrijdde Watje. Watje? Anyway, so Lisa basically saved the day. That's all you need to know. And then this is the very, very last print in the book, which I will also read to you in Dutch without translation. Hey, you just wanted the sounds. If you want to find the translation, just look up the book. Toen de maan begon te verbleken, hadden wij een onpeilbare ommegang gemaakt door onbekende maar lichte duisternis. Tomte stak zijn hand op. Wij bleven staan, terwijl hij een heuvel opliep. Zo is de natuur als je haar trouw blijft, zei hij. Ik wens jullie het beste. Schlitzweits. Hij liep langzaam alleen verder omhoog. In onze harten was weemoed. Bij een oude den draaide hij zich om en stak andermaal hoog zijn hand op. Nu ten afscheid, licht hoofdschuddend, maar met een lachje op zijn kleine gezicht en verdween aan de andere kant van de heuvel. Alles viel weg, als oude muziek die onverwacht afbreekt. Wij waren weer gewone stervelingen. Het schemerde, de zon zou weldra opgaan. Op dat moment zagen wij waar wij waren, op de vlaszakkers, niet meer dan een half uur van huis. And that is my little highlight of David the Gnome, or it's called The Gnome, but it was turned into David the Gnome. I know you don't care, Tanuki. And that is one of my all-time favorite books as a child, and I highly, if you like traditional paintings that has a lot to do with gnomes, fairies, trolls, and Dutch nature, I would very much recommend looking up the artwork of Rien Poortvliet, because he is amazing. And he influenced me so much as a child to be creative, get into art and loving nature and being very respectful of nature at the same time, and fearing my life because I thought a troll would eat me. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm very sorry if it's a bit of a disappointment, but I do hope you enjoyed this book and just a little bit of snippets that I shared with you. If not, just look at Tanuki the entire time. You know, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying. Just look at Tanuki here. She's pure, pure love and amazingness. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, you're so good. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you all very soon.